Well, the sad thing is that these congressionally mandated sanctions were passed overwhelmingly with bipartisan support. We never envisioned a president of the United States would waive those sanctions in the interest, quote unquote, of the United States. I don't know how that's in our best interest. And I agree, with my senator. His efforts in the Senate unfortunately failed. I passed an amendment on the National Defense Authorization Bill to strip that waiver and impose the sanctions. And you know what? It passed unanimously on the House floor. So I don't really understand why this is becoming a partisan issue, other than the fact the president wants Putin to have this pipeline. It's not in our best interest.
Yeah. And what signal do you think Biden is sending to Putin when it comes to his comments and, of course, his idea to personally sanction Putin? A Kremlin spokesperson said it would be destructive but not painful, since you have a lot of those senior leaders, Russian senior leaders, who do not hold bank accounts overseas.
Right. And there's a lot of tough rhetoric, but not a lot of action. And again, this is all predicated after an invasion takes place. That's not deterrence to stop the invasion, in the first place. And so, and also when the president says things like a limited incursion would be acceptable, my God, he's the commander-in-chief, the commander of the world's greatest nation, projecting to Mr. Putin in Russia that a limited incursion would be okay. That again is a signal of weakness. And it was not taken well by the president of Ukraine. And it was probably well received by Putin, who thinks, well, okay, I can do a limited incursion in Ukraine and get away with it. And that's precisely what the president's message was to not only Putin and Russia, but to our adversaries and our NATO allies.
And Congressman McCaul, what is the price of inaction when it comes to the U.S. in this conflict right now? I mean, you've built a very robust bill here, legislation that would really accomplish two things: strengthening Ukraine militarily, but also acting as a deterrent for Russia.
There's a lot at stake, and you can't look at Ukraine in a vacuum because it has enormous geopolitical consequences. First of all, I think it's a big power grab by Putin. It weakens our NATO alliance. Most importantly, it's an energy power grab to control the Black Sea. That's what most Americans need to understand as to why he's doing this in the first place. Historically, Ukraine has been the breadbasket of Russia. He wants it back. It's his legacy issue to reclaim the glory of the old Soviet empire. But as he looks at the Black Sea, the Mediterranean, where he has a port in Syria, Suez Canal, Northern Africa, this is all about domination of energy. And as we have a president that has shut down the Keystone Pipeline, as Russia did a ransomware attack on Colonial Pipeline, and then a president that allows Putin to complete his pipeline into Europe, making Europe dependent on Russia, and he's cutting all energy. We are energy independent. And now we're not. Now this administration's begging OPEC to produce more energy, and now we have to be reliant on Russian energy. This is a really bad foreign policy that impacts our national security and our energy independence that we led in the prior administration, and now Biden is handing it over to our adversaries. I think it's just an absolute disgrace, and it not only is impactful for that issue, but when you look at President Xi, after the Olympics, he's going to be looking at Taiwan. He's watching very closely what happens in Ukraine. And if Putin can get away with this with no consequences, President Xi is going to be teeing up and eyeing an invasion of Taiwan in the South China Sea. Right. The Ayatollah is building a bomb. And of course, Kim Jong-un fired off 2 rockets this month.
Wow. As you say, Congressman McCaul, it has massive implications. It could really cause a ripple effect. We appreciate you coming on to talk about the GUARD Act with us, and we'll continue to follow its journey through Congress. Appreciate you being with us.